Once again, Tim Lincecum is putting up Cy Young numbers. He's top 5 in the National League for strikeouts, ERA, and opponent average. But one category is surprisingly absent, wins. And with the Giants fighting to get back into the playoffs, that's the category that matters most. Tonight, Lincecum goes for his 12th win of the season. Next.
You're looking outside of AT&T Park. Inside, it'll be another sellout crowd. Final game of this short 2-game series, Padres and Giants. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, Bruce Bochy has told us many times that Tim Lincecum is one of the most competitive individuals he has ever managed. Perfect guy to be on the hill tonight.
Well, you're right. I mean, the Padres are hot. This is not the same Padres team you saw back in April. This is a team the last 18 games hitting .346, averaging 6.5 runs a game. That is not the same Padres team you saw early. Well, for Tim Lincecum, I mean, he's always had great success against this team. 7-4 of lifetime. More impressively, an ERA of 2.16. So, yeah, anytime you need a win, give it to Lincecum. He's a good guy to give it to.
Carlos Beltran in the lineup, and that's a good thing. All right, when we come back, Amy G is going to take a look at this date in Giants history. It's going to be good, so check it out.
You by AT&T and by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
Your San Francisco Giants dropped Game 1 of this 2-game series to the Padres last night, and this evening they set their sights on a much-needed bounce-back win. A couple of things going in their favor. Carlos Beltran is back in the lineup, and Tim Lincecum is on the mound. Welcome back to the ballpark. I'm Amy Gutierrez. Earlier this season, Al Michaels and Bob Costas called a few innings of the Giants-Mets game. Michaels was the Giants play-by-play announcer from 1974 through 1976. Now, today marks the anniversary of Ed Halicki's 1975 no-hitter with the Giants versus the Mets, and Al Michaels had the call. We're going to take you back to that final out. It is our McDonald's True Stories this date in Giants history.
2 out in the 9th inning. 6-0 Giants. Here's the stretch. The pitch to Garrett. Swung on a grounder to Montañez. Short hop. Touches the bat. No-hitter. Ed Halicki in his first full season in the major leagues. Not even full because he really started it in the minors. Came up in the middle of last season. Was 1-8 in 1974. To the minors until May. He has pitched so well all season long, and it culminates in a no-hitter before a crowd of 24,132 at Candlestick Park.
Well, a no-hitter would be nice, but Bruce Bochy, Giants manager, he's just looking for the offense to get going, and he's put Orlando Cabrera in the leadoff spot tonight to energize that Giants lineup. Tim Lincecum will be squaring off against the Padres' Tim Stoffer. First pitch coming up in moments. First, we're going to check in with our Sportsnet Central Studios for an update right after these messages. Stay with us.
as we get ready for the final game of this two-game series. Game Time Weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Hey, get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 66 degrees here at the Yards. We have light winds, humidity at 72%. And the forecast is play ball. Bud Black's lineup victorious last night by a final of 7-5. Tonight it'll be Venable, Bartlett, Mabin, followed by the former Giant Guzman, and then Orlando Hudson. Kyle Blanks hit a home run last night. Then it's Nick Hundley, who's red hot, and he's got some numbers against Lincecum. Then it's Forsythe and Stauffer.
Carlos Beltran in the lineup tonight for the Giants. Be in right field. He'll be playing third, and he'll be backing up this guy right here, tonight's pitcher for the Giants. Two-time Cy Young Award winner, Tim Lincecum, 27 years old, 5'11", 175-pounder, in his fifth year at the big league level. Now let's take a look at the numbers for Tim Lincecum. On the season, 11-10 with a 2.53 ERA. Every statistic is above average except for the win-loss record. It's simply because in those 26 starts, he hasn't had great run support. Tonight he'll take on the Padres, who he has had good success with. 7-4 lifetime, 2.16 ERA, great numbers. Lincecum, the last three starts, has pitched completely out of the stretch position. He features a fastball that'll go 91, 95 miles per hour. He'll two-seam a lot of, four-seam. He's got a curveball, a slider, and a split. Digging out that hole in the mound.
Hey, he's the first guy out there. He can do what he wants with the mound.
He can do whatever he wants. Likes that first base side of the rubber. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Tim Lincecum. The defense that ranks 13th in the National League with 92 errors on the season. Belt, Ross, and Beltran, that's your outfield. Cabrera and Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Keppinger and Huff on the right side, and Chris Stewart will be in the squad, as he so often is when Tim Lincecum pitches. Chris Stewart is the guy putting down the signs.
So Lincecum, one last time, will tighten up that shoelace. Already 3 starts against these Padres this year. And he's ready to go. Most starts with no run support. Like that. Lincecum and Bumgarner.
17 starts, no runs. Wow.
First pitch of the ball game is high. So we get underway at 7:15. Foul back, so Venable offering on the second pitch. Venable 2 for 5 last night. You see the Diamondbacks victorious in DC tonight. So a challenge to this Giants team. And Lincecum again out of the stretch to start out the game, and Venable fouls it to the backstop.
Just fewer things to worry about. Not completely satisfied with how it feels out of the windup. Trusts the stretch more.
See Rob Drake calling balls and strikes. And Venable strikes out to start out the ball game.
Take a look at the payoff pitch. A split finger fastball, and Venable a victim. Take a look at our Toyota Ultramo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Getting that release point right out over the foot. Good extension through the target. Finish on that pitch was perfect. And he gets a strikeout for it.
Here's Bartlett. Bartlett takes a strike. You saw the umpires, Drake, and then Darlene, Dreckman, and Porter from first to third.
Rob Drake will give you what they give you in the rule book. He'll give you a lot of lows and some highs at the belt.
Sandoval's got it on a big hop. 2 down. All right, let's take a look at our Farmers report card. Lowest ERA against the Padres by the Giants in the San Francisco era, minimum 75 innings. Gaylord Perry with a 1.46 ERA, and then Tim Lincecum with a 2.16. All those other guys, by the way, can pitch a little bit too.
Montefusco, Sanchez, Vita Blue, you bet.
And that's our Farmers Insurance report card. Here's Maben. Maben had a hit and an RBI in 3 at-bats, as here he takes the first pitch down low.
The thing about Rob Drake's zone is it can be small. You don't get big corners with Drake, but you will get knee-high strikes, you will get belt-high strikes.
A lot of Lincecum jerseys here at the park. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Padres are playing good baseball. There's a good looking t-shirt. They've won 5 straight. Swinging a chopper foul.
Well, 12 out of their last 18, averaging 6.5 runs, hitting 346 as a group. And this is the same Padre team that prior to the All-Star break was ranked last in the National League in run scores. And since the All-Star break, they have a whole different look offensively. And they are the hottest team in baseball with the bats, well, at least in the National League.
3-1 to Maben. And that's why they're a dangerous team to play right now.
And the other thing, too, is they will steal some bags. They lead the National League in stolen bases with 150. That man right there, Venable, with 24.
Swing and a miss by Maben. Maben trying to hit one out. It's 3-2. That's the thing about Maben. He's got great wheels and he's got a little pop. And he was trying to go for the pop. 3-1. And Lincecum throws the pitch too low, and now Maben a threat to steal with Guzman coming up.
Yeah, indeed, Maben leads this Padre team with stolen bases. He has 32. He's only been thrown out 5 times. Now, one thing we've seen this year, when Lincecum wants to be quick, he can be quick out of the stretch. Much more cognizant of that runner on first or second or wherever, and he's doing a better job of holding runners on. Period.
So Lincecum a quick check on Cameron Maben. Guzman has found a home. It's in San Diego.
Oh yeah, they got the big fists all greased up, ready to go.
Foul to the backstop, 0-1. 1 for 4 last night. He had an RBI single in the first inning. He's been on the field with Lincecum in a Giants uniform. He's never faced him. I hope that was right at Bud Black, because I really want to say that's an ugly finder.
There's Buddy, former Giant, good Giant. And a nice job as a manager with the Padres. Good baseball man.
In tight. Nice and easy 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Lincecum. 7-4 in his career against the Padres. He's faced them a lot. The impressive thing about that is his lifetime ERA is 2.16. I showed you that graphic. Only Gaylord Perry better. In the dirt. Maben thought about it, and had he gone, he would have had it stolen. It's now 2-2.
There's the secondary lead. Was pretty aggressive, but you're right. If he had a chance to go there, he'd have stole it standing up.
2-2. And now Lincecum goes to a full count. So the back-to-back hitters now have gone 3-2. Orlando. Hudson is on deck. Maben goes and foul back. And that was a pretty good pitch for Guzman to hit.
94-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball that just bore right in on his hands. And he was not fooled. Hits with an overlap, very similar to a golf swing. That little finger in the right hand goes over the top of the forefinger of the left hand.
Runner goes, and it's high. Stewart had a good night last night.
Yeah, and he can definitely get in the mind of base stealers with efforts like this. He picked off Guzman, who got a little leaky off of first base. And then again, when we thought there was no way that this was going to be a chance for him to get Maben, and he blew him away. Just an incredible catch and release of 1.8 seconds. Very, very fast.
Here's Hudson. Barry Bonds has just showed up. Giants are looking for a good luck charm.
Say hello to Trina and Rob Dean.
1 ball and no strikes on the fastball high.
Well, you're right. When he shows up, things usually do go the Giants' way. He is a good luck charm. I don't know if he's in the same league with Kirk Reeder, but close.
I would probably ask Reeder about that. 2-0. Lincecum on a whack, and Stewart's going to try to straighten him out. 2 quick outs, and then 2 walks.
Well, it's not uncommon for Lincecum. He has always had that reputation that he is a little bit of a slow starter. Last 11 starts, ERA 1.36, and that's the lowest in the major leagues during those 11 starts. The 6-4 record just does not seem to go with those type of numbers in an ERA.
3-0. Kyle Blanks is on deck. Hudson took that one. He may not take the next one if it's in the same spot.
He will not. But this becomes a big, big pitch in this inning.
And the walk.
And Lincecum will take a bit of a walk. And the anxiety level for Bruce Bochy and Dave Righetti have just gone off the charts.
Now Blanks hit the home run yesterday. He's never faced Lincecum before. One ball and no strikes. This was the home run. It came on an 0-2 pitch.
They set up in that inside corner. He goes right to the glove, and Blanks, a 6'6", 275-pound hitter, beat the pitch on the hands at the belt.
Outside corner to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Lincecum out of the stretch. And it's right at Cabrera, and that'll end the inning. So Lincecum will take a deep sigh of relief. Giants are coming up. Everybody on. It'll be Cabrera, Keppinger, and Beltran. Welcome back to the lineup, Carlos Beltran. And then Pablo Sandoval, the cleanup hitter, followed by Huff and Ross. Good numbers for Ross against the Padres. Belt, Stewart, and Lincecum will round it out.
On the hill tonight for the Padres will be the right-hander Tim Stauffer. Stauffer, 29 years old. In his 4th year at the big league level, 6'1", 225-pounder out of Portland, Maine. And this is what he has done this year. 26 starts, he's 8-9 with a 3.43 ERA. He has been very, very good, and he can give you a lot of different looks, and he's got great command of everything. A fastball that he can two-seam and four-seam. He'll cut it. He's got a curveball and a changeup. His fastball will go anywhere from 88 to 92, but he doesn't miss out over the plate very often. He usually stays to a corner. He's got exceptional command.
So here's Cabrera. Cabrera in the leadoff spot, followed by Keppinger. And he looks at a first pitch strike. Cabrera with the Giants at 254. He's got 9 RBIs. He has never faced Tim Stauffer before. Carlos Beltran chalking up. 1 ball and 1 strike to Cabrera. And that's above the belt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Giants 68 and 61. And the 2-1 delivery. Right field base hit.
Let's take a look at the defense the Padres have put on the field behind Tim Stauffer. Blanks, Maben, and Venable. That's your outfield. Bartlett and Forsythe on the left side of the infield. Hudson and Guzman on the right side of the infield, with Hundley in the squad putting down the signs.
Here's Keppinger. Keppinger 1 for 4 lifetime against Stauffer. Keppinger bunts this one third base side. Charging is Forsythe, and he will throw on to first. And moving down to second is Cabrera. Good idea from Keppinger. He was trying to bunt for a hit.
Now, at the very least, it's a productive out. He sets it up for Carlos Beltran, who gets to take it at bat now with the runner in score position. Still looking for his stroke. The Giants just hit 239.
Had 1 at bat as a pinch hitter last night, hitting right-handed. He said it's time to just give it a shot, and that's what he's doing. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. He has never faced Stauffer before.
Now, the important thing for him tonight is to stay in the strike zone. You don't want to see him start and stop any swing. Whatever he commits, go through with the swing. That was how he hurt his wrist in the first place.
Big chopper, foul. And it's a quick 0-2 with Sandoval to follow. That's what you find out a lot of times if you go to a rehab. Well, the Giants really can't afford to send Beltran on a rehab. Find out what he can do in the game. Cabrera at second base. Off his fist to short. Bartlett will throw on the run, and it's in the dirt, and Beltran is aboard. They give him a hit. Base hit.
Well, they should. I'm going to tell you, if you're coming back from a hand injury, the last thing you want to do in your first at bat is get jammed. And that's exactly what happens here. Fastball right in the hands. The Giants, good fortune, he didn't have enough on it for Bartlett to make a play. I think he'd have beat this thing out even if Bartlett makes a clean throw.
Yeah, he got a good jump out of the box. Usually when you get jammed, that doesn't happen. So here's Sandoval. Sandoval at 308. 15 home runs, 50 driven in. First pitch missed somewhere.
Stauffer's looking in at Rob Drake, and a lot of times that'll happen. You have a big curveball, umpires can get fooled by it. Now he may get that same pitch here if he throws it again, only because Rob Drake now knows to look for it. I mean, you could definitely fool an umpire early on a big curveball like that. Stauffer, the opening day pitcher for these Padres, and he's already now setting career highs in starts, innings pitched, strikeouts. He's always been a guy that has had to deal with big-time injuries. So he's enjoying good health for the first time this year and having a nice season.
Sandoval rolls this one into the Padres dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike. So Sandoval hitting over 300 with runners in scoring position. And this situation qualifies. Three and 1. Aubrey Huff waiting on deck. Stauffer gets the sign from Hundley. And now he chases Cabrera back. Maybe a better time to do it with a 3-2 count.
Yeah. I mean, 3-1, see guys run, but you're not going to run up there with Sandoval going. 3-2 maybe, not 3-1.
Foul back. What is that, 86 on his hand? Is that Cutter?
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about Stauffer is he can give you a lot of different speeds. He is not a max effort guy. He'll cruise at speed, but he can reach back. We've seen him top out at 93 with his velocity down in San Diego in a couple of starts. But for the most part, he'll stay under that, but with movement and command.
Now the runners go, and it's driven foul.
Look out, Bricks. Gentleman right there. Perfect place to catch the carom. And he's got a boiler. I kind of know. And to think that they didn't even know each other before he caught the foul ball.
It is amazing what a baseball will do.
It is amazing.
He might have a shot tonight. 3-2. Runners go, swinging a high pop-up. Blanks and Bartlett puts it away. It should have been Blanks calling off Bartlett. And that'll bring up Aubrey Huff. Huff at 248, 12 home runs, 54 driven in.
You make me smile, partner.
Foul.
Ooh, picking on a ball dude. That's Jerry Sure down there to the first base side. Let's take a look at the fan catch here on the rebound. Yeah, oh yeah. Psyched. Oh yeah, she is a gamer babe from Half Moon Bay. No question.
He brought the glove. It'll be Forsythe, and that'll end the inning. So Stauffer pitches through a couple of base hits, and the Giants strand a pair. 0-0.
Carlos Beltran. So are his teammates and manager Bruce Bochy. I spent some time with Bruce today, who said not only are they glad to get his bat back in the lineup, but his return provides some mental relief to these guys who have been grinding through so many injuries. Bruce said that it's going to lighten the load, lengthen the lineup, and Carlos Beltran will provide some much-needed confidence to the San Francisco Giants team. Dwayne?
All right. 1-0 to the hot-hitting Nick Hundley, and now it's 2-0. So Lincecum still trying to find that release point.
You look, and all of a sudden it clicks, and you got it.
Hit on the ground and a base hit for Hundley, who just now gets hits all the time.
He's got the magic wand right now. Well, for 2012, only 1,800 new season ticket locations will be released by the Giants. The only way to be guaranteed tickets to possible postseason play is to become a season ticket holder. Act now before this limited number of seats is sold out. Call 415-972-2298 and speak to a Giants rep, or you can go to sfgiants.com/season.
Here's Forsythe. Forsythe took it 0 for 3 last night. And Lincecum gets the call at the knees to even the count.
I think he feels a little more comfortable with the breaking balls right now than he does the fastball.
Comes in with the fastball, and Forsythe fouls it straight back.
You know, and that is one thing you have to do when you're a catcher. If a guy's having a problem with his fastball, you got to go to another pitch. Move him around. Give him a different feel of a different pitch.
Double play ball. 6-4. Fielder's choice. Well, that's a ball you got to turn.
Well, the Giants defensively can improve. They have not looked good the last 6 weeks with the gloves. Just an errant throw.
And now this allows Stauffer to try to bunt Forsythe into scoring position. Stauffer is 8 for 48, swinging the bat. He's got 4 sacrifice bunts as he takes that fastball high. Lincecum already with 36 pitches. And a quick toss, and back is Forsythe. Will Venable is on deck. And it's bunted foul, and now it's 1-2. Bunted right at Max and Molly's kid. There's Will.
I'm surprised we haven't seen Will Venable's mom and dad, Max and Molly Venable. Max, former Giant.
Pulls the bat back, hit on the ground. Cabrera will underhand it to Keppinger, and this time they turn the double play. Very nicely done. Giants are coming up.
Double play. And it comes off the bat of Stouffer, a one hopper, and Cabrera with an underhand feed and a very difficult throw, but Keppinger gets enough on it, and they turn it over. And this is your Ford right choice. One pitch, 2 out. See ya.
You know, Mike, I'm now watching this. Keppinger has got to cheat to first because Stauffer's going to bunt, right?
Yeah.
And that's why Cabrera had to wait for him to get there. That's why it took such a long time with shoveling the ball. Keppinger was more than halfway towards first when that ball was hit. Cody Ross, Brendan Belt, Chris Stewart here in the second. Ross at .237, 10 home runs, 42 driven in. And he takes a belt-high strike. Cody Ross 1 for 2 yesterday. Walked a couple of times. That's a good ball game. You get a double. You walk twice.
Well, his double was a huge hit in last night's ball game. Big part of the Giants' comeback after playing that game 4-0. They caught the Padres 5-5, only to lose it in the ninth. But his at bat, that double in center field, was a laser.
And a good take, and it's 3-1. So it may be that Cody Ross starts to get a little hot by taking more walks. 3-2. As that pitch right under his hands. And a base hit to right field.
Well, that seems to be a resolve for Cody Ross and a lot of hitters. When they get pull happy, they lose the field. Good to see him go to right field because that usually gets him square to the middle of the diamond. Diamond double last night to center field. Here he goes the opposite way. And that's what you need to do. Good 3-2 at bat.
Giants baseball and Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Momo's, a San Francisco tradition. Here's Belt. Belt took a 1 for 4 yesterday as he swings and misses. No balls in 1 strike. So 3 of his last 7 hits have been big flies. Started to go, but held up. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Talking about Rob Drake, how he could be tight on the corners. An example on that last pitch. Stouffer has that strike zone last night that was given to the pitchers. That's a strike. Rob Drake, you don't get those.
Speed pitch is left up high, and now it's 2-1. There's Stewart. Stauffer at the Belt. Belt bounces this one. Guzman gets it. He throws, and they just get the out at second. He almost hit Cody Ross in the back.
Well, watch the Giants on NBC Bay Area this tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And follow the action weeknights at 6 and 11 p.m. on NBC Bay Area News. Get inside access and better coverage of your favorite teams with the combined power of Comcast Sportsnet. That's right, weeknights at 6 and 11 p.m. The Bay Area's biggest and best sports reporting team is on NBC Bay Area.
Kind of looked like you after we had dinner tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's kind of how I roll.
Stewart takes down low.
Oh, yeah. He got into it.
You know what? They're laughing right now, but when that kid hits the pillow tonight and he gets up with the pillow. Maybe a hit and run, and it's hit into center field for Maben. And the baby giraffe has got to get back. He is on the move. He is on the move, and they got him. And it's a double play. We will head to the third. It's 0-0. And Kipe. Tommy from Orinda, we've answered this question before. Who is the funniest teammate you guys played with?
Funniest Giant teammate. Rini Martinez was hysterical.
Rini Martin.
Or Rini Martin. We called him Renus Martinez. Rini Martin was funny. Mark Grant, the booth next to us, was hysterical.
Here's Venable, who struck out to start out the ball game, and he takes low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Bob Brindley made me laugh every day. Steve Nicosia. There's Mark Grant. A lot of fun to play with. Great sense of humor.
At the knees, Steve in the count. Mark working with Dick Enberg. I don't know what Mark's got in his hand. Is that like a long pen?
It's just a it's a pointer.
What is that to get Dick's attention? There's a shot right through Lincecum, and Venable is aboard.
Well, the Astros are coming to town for 4 games starting Thursday. That's right. The weekend games already sold out. However, there are still good seats available. Tomorrow night at 7:15, Giants All-Star Ryan Vogelsong going to pitch that ball game. Tickets start as low as $11. Go to sfgiants.com. Get your tickets. Check it out. They have their tickets.
And they're ready to roll.
Oh, yeah. I want some ice cream. I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that.
Bartlett takes low and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
He's ready. Got his glove and a good fold in his hat. Doesn't get any better than that, folks.
Venable, you got to figure he's going to be going sometime soon, as there's a strike to Bartlett.
When you were in that 2 spot, how many pitches would you take to give that guy a chance to steal?
Well, I mean, if I knew the guy could make it easily, I'd take it until I had 2 strikes. slowly hit near the bag. Cabrera, 1, 2.
Just like you draw it up. Could not have been more perfect for Orlando Cabrera. 6 unassisted, 3 double play. Just a fastball jam shot. Timing was perfect. And you could play this for me 10 more times. That's a thing of beauty.
Well, came up right at the last second, but Cabrera had plenty of time. Here's Maben. So that helps the pitch count. One thing Lincecum has not been able to do is get a first pitch strike. Or a second pitch strike that's 2-0. This is where Lincecum was in the first inning, and he walked Maben, Guzman, and Hudson. Cabrera charging. Cabrera on the move. And he throws out the speedy Cameron Maben. Lincecum going to lead things off.
At a Giants game, and I am so thrilled to introduce to you guys Megan Rapinoe and Abby Wambach, 2 members of the U.S. women's soccer team, and you guys gals, I should say, just finished a phenomenal run in the World Cup. You went to the finals, and you get a break finally, and you come to a sporting event, so you just can't get enough, can you?
I know. This is actually one of our favorite cities. We're here with a few friends just on vacation. And I mean, what a great atmosphere to come back to. Come back to a great game and just having fun and relaxing.
Abby, you guys were on the field for a field visit, and several of the Giants players wanted to meet you, including the Pablo Sandoval, a huge soccer fan. Are you a baseball fan, and what's it like when you're known amongst other elite athletes?
You know, it's one of those things. It's a mutual respect. Everybody knows exactly what each other does to prepare for not only games but just seasons. It's rigorous. Baseball players know it the most. He gave all of us a bat, signed a bat for us, so that's why we're sporting the Panda hats. We're loving it. San Francisco is a great city. This game, we're so blessed to be here, so happy to be around, and thanks for having us.
Well, we're so glad that you came. Dwayne and Mike, 2 of the most phenomenal athletes you're ever going to see, and a bunch of young soccer stars, future soccer stars are watching this right now. Wish they were sitting right here. Pretty awesome to meet you both. Dwayne and Mike.
I think Amy was a little flustered there.
Well, she should be. I mean, those really are 2 sensational athletes, and it was fun to watch the Women's World Cup this year. They were really, really sensational to watch.
Right back to Stauffer, who spears it. I mean, flustered in a good way.
Yeah.
Remember, they had a game-tying goal against Brazil.
two of them teamed up on Megan Rapinoe with the left-handed feed, and then Abby Wambach finishing it off.
I think she should have put the panda head on right there.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, gamers.
Looks good. Here's Cabrera, who takes low, 1 ball and no strike.
Megan from up around Chico area. She's Northern California.
Cabrera rolls this one foul. He lined a single in the right field to start out the bottom of the first inning. Fouls this one back. Had a pretty good pitch to hit.
We've got a man making a play here. Club level with a left-handed first baseman's glove on.
On the ground to third, backhanded by Forsythe. And he throws, and staying on the bag is Guzman. Giants Baseball and Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Del Webb. See why Del Webb Active Adult Living is such a big hit in Northern California. Visit delwebb.com. Here's Keppinger. Keppinger, a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Lined into center field. Cameron Maben comes in, and right at his shoe tops, he makes the catch to end the inning. 4th inning coming up. Four straight seasons. I know you got that one.
Absolutely.
In your hat. Guzman takes a pretty good pitch, but it's a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Is the girls' game ready?
Oh, yeah. They got the fever.
Guzman drew a walk in the first. Now he's ahead in the count 2-0.
Now, the one thing that impressed the Giants when he was in the Giants organization was his ability to use the whole field. I mean, he's line to line. Lincecum seemed to have been behind in the count all night long. He pointed it out last inning how he's just not been able to get strike one on top of a hitter. Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit FINS.com.
Hudson drew a walk in the first inning. Guzman's got 7 steals. He hasn't been thrown out, so the Padres will run no matter who's out there.
Guzman's sneaky. He likes to roll into it. You got to make him stop. I mean, you have to make everybody stop, but there are certain guys that's their whole deal. They'll take a shorter lead just to get momentum going towards the bag, and if you don't stop them flat-footed, they'll burn you.
He goes, and a bouncing ball foul.
Oh yeah, we have a winner. Foul ball sweepstakes.
Hudson 9 for 25 lifetime against Lincecum, so he's had his share of hits against him. And now it's 0-2. Mile-an-hour fastball high, 1-2. See, the Marlins and Reds today played a doubleheader. On the ground, this is going to be a tough play. Sandoval's going to have to hurry, and they got him.
Well, if you let Orlando Hudson call it, he would beg to differ. I always liked it when I saw a guy go across the bag and he would signal safe.
Yeah, umpires don't particularly dig it, though.
No, they do not. But it's just almost like he always wanted to be an airplane. Yeah. No, you're out. Grab some plant meat.
Here's Blanks. The Reds and Marlins are supposed to play tomorrow. Here's the play again by Sandoval.
Well, he's got a cannon. Took a little while to get rid of it, and he just did get him by about, 3 or 4 inches.
Scrubbed up the middle. Keppinger's got to hurry, and he gets Blanks.
You don't have to say that very often with guys 6'6", 270 pounds, but it gives you an idea of how athletic Kyle Blanks is. I mean, he can move.
Yes, he can.
Definitely one that football didn't get.
Here's Hundley. Anyway.
Yes.
Due to the hurricane, the Marlins decided instead of playing tomorrow, they'd play a doubleheader today.
Well, we hope that hurricane never gets close, but understandably, smart move.
Hundley takes high. I'd be surprised if Lincecum comes into the zone to the hot-hitting Hundley right now.
You're right, and it's a case in point where you don't always have the hot hitters sitting in the 3, 4, 5 spots. They can be anywhere in the lineup. Next pitch for Lincecum will be number 60. That's about how many you want at the end of the 4th inning. This will definitely be a green light situation. You got to be careful with this pitch. But Black wants a pitch for Hundley to hit. He will definitely green light the 3-0 here. I don't blame Hundley. I mean, that was the first pitch of the at bat. It was called a ball. Now he gets it on the 4th pitch and a 3-0 count. And it's a strike, and he's kind of thinking, hey, wait a second.
I mean, if you're Hundley, you're kind of glad he called it a strike.
Well, I know Bud Black is. That's a make good right there. Now Lincecum saying, wait a second. Lincecum does not ever show emotion. It's rare for him to say anything to an umpire, and he just did. This is a 3-1 fastball. I mean, it's right there. That's right to his strike zone. That's a make good, simply put. He missed the 3-0, and he just missed the 3-1.
Logan Forsythe, who bounced out. He is 0 for 1. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, I think that's something to learn as a young umpire that you avoid doing. You can't purposely try and even things up. If you miss a call, you miss a call. Don't miss 2 calls.
You're right. It doesn't matter. Somebody's going to be mad at you. So you're better off just playing it straight. 0-2 to Forsythe. That'll be foul.
In the party pit.
The party pit. Lots of smiles in that party pit.
They very seldom sit down there. You start the karaoke up around the 5th inning. Musical chairs about the 7th.
Line dance in the 8th.
Oh, yeah. They do the Cincinnati line dance.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Second strikeout. Big fellas are coming up.
May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LP.
All right, Saturday, September 3rd, the Giants are going to take on the Diamondbacks at 6:05. It's also the Giants' inaugural Day on the Bay event. Your special ticket package will include A 2-hour pregame yacht cruise around the San Francisco Bay aboard the Cabernet Sauvignon multi-deck luxury vessel. On the yacht, each fan will receive 2 complimentary drinks and appetizers. A club-level ticket to the Giants Diamondbacks games that night. And space is limited for this first-time event, so lock on to your spot on the boat today. Call 415-972-2298 or go to sfgiants.com/special events.
No score, bottom of the 4th. Beltran, Sandoval, Huff.
That sounds like a pretty good day right there.
It does. It sounds like it would be fun. Beltran, an infield hit in the first inning. Stauffer to the plate. Beltran drives one to right. Hit very well. It is out of here. And for Carlos Beltran, his very first home run in a Giants uniform. Welcome back.
Boy, amen to that. And he hit it out in the way that he hits him out. He backspinned it right out of here. Just a big line drive. The thing about Beltran from both sides of the plate is his swing is flat. It stays in that strike zone a long time.
Yeah, he's been wanting to contribute. You can't when you're hurt. Here's Sandoval. Sandoval takes high. Sandoval with a bit of a stank eye to Stauffer. The easy Panda.
They're going to hit you. It's not going to be with a breaking ball or a cutter.
1 ball and 1 strike.
Take a look at that beautiful flat swing, catching one about knee high and back spinning it out. That's where you get carry.
Tell you what, you watch him run, and a lot of mannerisms of the guy we just saw down there, Barry Bonds.
He does remind you of Bonds in a lot of ways. It's the balance, the way he runs.
Sandoval pops this one up. Forsythe may have a play on this, and he hangs in there and puts it away.
A look from the splash can at the carry of the big line drive. Impressive.
Nice catch.
It's got to feel good. A little bit of a, not really toe tap, just kind of rocks his heel back and then a soft stride to the ball. And the thing about him as you look at our Ultramo brought to you by your local Toyota dealer is his swing looks the same from the left side as it does the right side.
Huff takes high.
And you don't say that about a lot of switch hitters. Lance Berkman, Carlos Beltran. Guys who are switch hitters that you look at their swing from both sides and it's almost identical.
FP. I mean, FP might be watching. I just wanted to throw him in there.
FP Santangelo, our old partner, who is now the analyst on their television programs in Washington for the Nationals.
He watches. Three and 1 to Huff.
Saw Beltran sitting on the top of the Giants bench, and I don't know if that's a hot pad or an ice bag. I don't know.
Big chopper to Guzman. Huff on the 3-1 pitch bounces out. Name the last 3 Giants pitchers. This is the AT&T trivia question. To lead the team in strikeouts 4 straight seasons. Mike Krukow. I knew that.
I didn't know that.
I did. It was either you, Gaylord, Marichal, Schmidt, Lincecum, and you.
Well, they're playing golf. They would not let me in there foursome.
Cody Ross singled in the second. Pops this one out of play. 0-2. I would have to think, Mike, that that's heat.
Yeah, I agree. Jim Lynch, our director, is telling us that indeed it is a hot pad. I would like to know how that felt when he hit it.
Well, we didn't see any reaction. I think the true test is still going to be the check swing. One-two pitch. And Cody Ross got a bit of a hanger, and he pops this one out to Hudson. Carlos Beltran, first home run as a Giant. It's bye-bye, baby. And it's 1-0 Giants. It's Tim Stauffer, the pitcher, to lead things off. Let's keep an eye on Lincecum, see if he can get a couple of first pitch strikes here. One ball and no strikes. Stauffer hit into an inning-ending double play in the second, and here he looks at a strike. Diamondbacks won today. They beat the Nationals 4-2. It's a little pop-up. Huff makes the running catch. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen. Well, Ashcon is at it again. A new edition of The Authentic Fan will be up at csnbayarea.com or theauthenticfan.com, whichever you prefer. Ashcon travels around the city, wandering around, and he found the oldest baseball bar in San Francisco and encountered some original San Francisco Giants fans, or maybe New York fans. I don't know. It sounds really interesting. Checking it out at theauthenticfan.com. Gentlemen.
Thanks, Amy. Let's see. Bar Ashcon?
Yeah. Could happen. Lincecum is now 5 for 19 with first pitch strikes.
Venable hit one right back up the middle for a base hit in the third.
With Will Venable, you should know that he likes the ball down around the knees.
Good low ball hitter. And he's got some pop.
In that Diamondbacks game, Hudson the winner, Livan Hernandez the loser. Popped out of play.
Yeah, Hudson took a shutout into the ninth inning.
Yeah, gave up back-to-back home runs to Nix and Gomes with 2 outs. And then J.J. Putz came in and got the save. There's a happy guy. Woohoo! 2-2 to Will Venable. Rockies won their 5th straight today. Rockies are holding out hopes that they can get into this race. Line drive right at Cabrera as he grabs a snow cone.
Well, again, going right back up the middle, just like his last at bat when he singled off Lincecum in the 3rd. Venable with 2 outs, taking some swing out, going right back up the middle, and there is Cabrera, who says, but he hits his ball on the button. And there's the snow cone Kipe's talking about.
Here's Bartlett. Bartlett chases that pitch up and in.
A rare first pitch strike, and Bartlett helped him out to get it.
And that almost caught Bartlett on the sleeve. Dodgers swept the Cardinals today in LA or in St. Louis. 1-2. What does that do to the Cardinals in the Central? Ooh. Going into the game, Cardinals were 10 back of Milwaukee. Tough to put the Packers on the second page in Milwaukee, but the Brewers may be doing it.
You're right.
2-2 pitch to Bartlett. Got him. Lincecum with his best inning. Stewart will lead things up.
games. Now, the weekend games are sold out. However, there are still good seats available for tomorrow night at 7:15. Ryan Vogelsong is scheduled to be on the hill for the Giants tomorrow night. Tickets are going to start as low as 11 bungeros. So go to sfgiants.com and get your tickets.
How much?
11 bungeros.
Wow. Here's Belt. Belt reached on a fielder's choice in the second. Belt hits one high and out into Triple's alley. This is being run down by Venable. He can't get it. He kicks it around, and the baby giraffe is on the move. And he is going to end up at third.
Well, that's a first triple for Brandon Belt. Any other ballpark in this league, he's taken another round tripper. Puts a charge into one, splits the defense. I mean, that thing was in the air a long time. And with the speed of Venable and Maben, you never really know.
I'm thinking now he's lucky it wasn't caught.
Well, once he gets it going, I mean, he has good speed. And a stand-up triple to boot.
Here's Stewart, and Stewart takes wide for a ball, 1-0. It really is up to Stewart here to knock Belt in. You cannot leave it up to the pitcher.
I've always loved this matchup. Pitcher's trying for a strikeout. Guy in the box trying to get a ball in the air.
Infield is halfway, more than halfway in. Bruce Bochy is not afraid to use the squeeze with Stewart. And he did it against the Padres. Stewart on the ground to Forsythe. And Forsythe is going to throw him out. And now we'll see how interesting it gets. Stewart hit that ball well.
No, you're right. I mean, he hit the ball hard, found a glove, and that's frustrating at bat. You saw the frustration as he flipped his bat about, almost all the way down to first base. Sooner or later, Lincecum's going to have to get an RBI. He didn't have any on the year. And he's a better hitter than that. And he really has worked at it. If you watch him in the cage, his innings improved a lot just in this year alone. And he has to take it into the game. Naturally, he's a low ball hitter.
One and one to Lincecum. Infield all the way in. Big chopper! And it's a base hit. And Lincecum gets that first RBI, and it's 2-0 Giants. You pull that infield in, and you never know what might happen.
You never know. And he could not have picked a better time to get that first RBI. And it is hard out there in front of home plate, and this proves it. This thing comes up like it's on sidewalk, and with Guzman pulled in front of the bag, no chance to get back, and an easy score for Belt.
Well, it was going to be an RBI had Guzman gloved it. Last RBI was September 12th of last year. Cabrera fouls it out of play.
Yep. Definitely put a smile on you. Guzman, Lincecum, teammates last year here. Good changeup by Stauffer.
Well, we haven't seen him throw too many of those tonight.
No, you really haven't, and that is a pitch that we have seen him throw a lot in the past. He's a guy that really doesn't have a fear to throw anything in any situation. Yep, she's psyched. We'll get a picture of that. Base hit.
Cabrera fights this off, and he'll see another pitch.
Oh, yeah. Lincecum gets an RBI about once a year. You got to get it on film. Come on. I think he's going to start getting a few more RBIs.
No, are you kidding? They're going to come in bunches.
Yep.
Cabrera on the ground, maybe a pair. 1, 2. And that'll end the inning. Giants on the board with 2 hits. 6th inning coming up.
A double play, 6 unassisted, and we're going to replay and just give you an idea as to how high Cabrera goes up to avoid contact. That's our Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
It's nothing to do with how athletic you are. It's everything to do with fear. Here's Maben. And another non-first pitch strike. Maben has walked and he's bounced out. And this one's at the knees. The fog starts to roll in. See, we have the baby giraffe. That's awesome.
Yep, doesn't take long. It is.
My goodness.
It is a zoo around here.
It's going to be unbelievable. He loves it.
Yeah, he does. He has fun with it. He's about as approachable as an athlete can be.
He's unbelievable. Up the middle. Keppinger. No chance.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Infineon Raceway. The Indy Grand Prix of Sonoma IZOD IndyCar Series returns to Sonoma August 26th through the 28th. Tickets at InfineonRaceway.com.
Oh, yeah. Cannot hide, you baby giraffe, you. Here's Guzman. Guzman has walked twice. First pitch strike, and it's no balls and 1 strike.
Well, I'm sure that Brandon Belt's mom and dad and all his family and friends back in Texas are watching this game.
Oh, they're watching.
And they have to be smiling because their kid's a hit.
Pop up. It's going to have to be Keppinger. And he'll hang in there and put it away. Beltran was playing too far over towards Triple's alley. Think about the young guys that have been called up and how approachable they are, from Sandoval and Buster Posey and Brandon Belt. All of them.
Matt Cain, Tim Lincecum, Brian Wilson, Sergio Romo. I mean, it's just kind of how they're raised in the farm system.
That is a foul ball on one hop to Huff. Yeah, Madison Bumgarner, very approachable.
Nate Sherholtz.
Hudson walked in the first, bounced out to Sandoval.
Danny Runzer. I mean, it's across the board.
Driven to right. Beltran moving over, and he's going to try to get it, but it's going to bounce by him, and now we got trouble. Maben is going to score, and the tying run is at third. And when you guard Triple's alley, that's what you can be fearful of.
You can see how far off the line he was. That's what you give up at this ballpark. And a noble effort from Beltran. Well, once it gets by him with the speed of Hudson, an easy three-bagger.
Yeah, now the Giants will play the infield in. Swing and a miss. No balls and one strike. And a little pop-up. Huff is going to backpedal and make the catch.
You never trust anything that's a pop-up, that's a small pop-up, when the infield's pulled in.
Very true. So now we're back to Lincecum facing Hundley with a runner in scoring position. Same situation in the fourth, and Lincecum ended up walking Hundley.
Anthony Bass starting to get up now for the Padres.
Challenge fastball, and it's no balls and one strike.
Went right through him with 94. And that has been his best velocity on the fastball tonight. And that was pitch number 92.
Stewart's going to come back, but this is going to reach the seats.
Well, he's got a number of ways he can go at him. Pressure's on Stewart if he decides to go with any other pitch than a fastball, because if he goes with any other pitch than a fastball, it's going below the knees. With the fastball, he can try a ladder climb and go high again here. But if he goes with a split, a curveball, or the slider, it's going down low. So the fastball.
And it spins Hundley out of the way. 1-2.
First inning, 27 pitches. Fourth inning, 20. The rest of the time, very stingy.
Out of play. Hundley goes around, and that'll end the inning. Big strikeout for Lincecum, and it's his fourth of the ball game.
farmers.com to find a local agent. We are insurance. We are farmers. By Xfinity, home of the most live sports. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new Jumbo Breakfast Platter for just $2.99 plus tax at Jack in the Box at participating restaurants.
Well, watch the Giants on NBC Bay Area tomorrow night at 7 o'clock and following the action weeknights at 6 and 11 p.m. on NBC Bay Area News. Get inside access and better coverage of your favorite teams with the combined power of Comcast Sportsnet. Weeknights at 6 and 11 p.m. The Bay Area's biggest and best sports reporting team is on NBC Bay Area.
Bottom of the sixth, Keppinger, Beltran, Sandoval. Stauffer throws, and it's a fastball for a strike. Stauffer has thrown 67 pitches.
Likely to be his last inning, as he's due to hit second in the 7th inning.
So now Keppinger has to battle. He's down 0-2. And he will battle, and he lines it out to Cameron Maybin.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. The Solar Company, call 877-60-SOLAR to schedule a free solar analysis today or visit thesolarco.com.
Here's Beltran, who hit a solo home run in the 4th. Infield hit in the 1st.
Little 1-0 slider. Huntley wants it again.
This time he misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. Sandoval in the on deck circle. 4 hits for the Padres, 6 for the Giants. The difference in the game right now is a Tim Lincecum RBI single. 2-1 to Beltran. Well, that hit the outside corner, 2-2.
He's shaving corners right now.
Beltran on the ground, just foul. This was that flat swing Mike was talking about on the home run.
4th inning, leading it off. Ball right there above the knees, and he goes down there, and I mean that's his swing. That's where he gets his distance. The way that he can backspin a ball, even a low pitch.
That's the first home run ever hit in this park for Beltran. Here he strikes out on a high fastball.
That's the one pitch they're concerned about as to how that feels.
First strikeout for Stauffer. And here's Sandoval. Better to let it go than try to hold up.
Yeah, amen. You got to fire. The other thing too is like Barry Bonds. Watch the bat head; it stays above his hands, even on a low pitch. And that's something that really the great hitters have, because it allows them to keep a level bat in the strike zone. A lot of times when guys go down to get the low pitch, that bat head drops below the hands. With Beltran, it doesn't.
Sandoval tomahawks this one into the water.
Oh, look out! It's going to hit a boat.
That guy knows all about the splash hits. He owns more than half of them in this park.
He had the greatest swing I ever saw.
Softballed him away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Huff to follow. It's 2-1 with 2 outs.
Take a look at how high the bat head is when he goes down to beat this pitch. I mean, that's something that Barry Bonds used to do in a similar location as well.
Sandoval out of play.
I mean, you can watch this swing all day long. I mean, this is what gets the scouts and the hitting instructors and all the guys that know a lot about hitting excited. I mean, you talk to Will Clark about this guy's swing, and absolutely loves the way that he can throw the bat head and control it.
Sandoval on the ground to Guzman, and that will retire the side. 7th inning coming up. Game summary is brought to you by Toyota. Game summary is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. 2-1 ball game. Hudson's got an RBI triple. Stauffer's been good. Beltran a home run, and Lincecum has been fabulous. Here's Forsythe.
You know, he hasn't made it easy on himself because he has not gotten 0-1 very often, but I mean, he just finds a way to get it done. There's nothing conventional about this guy. Never has been.
On deck for the Padres is Aaron Cunningham. Two and two on the pitch in the dirt. That was pitch number 100 for Lincecum. If Lincecum were to have a quick inning here, he might see the 8th. Check swing, kind of more of a half swing, and it's rolled foul.
Oh yeah, kiss cam.
Got him. Check in with Amy G. Amy.
Well, Dwayne, fans of Andres Torres will be happy to know that he has been tearing it up with AAA Fresno. Entering tonight's game, I took a look at his last 4 games. He's batting .462. He's 6 for 17, 2 triples, a home run, 5 RBI. And gentlemen, he is eligible to come off the DL on Saturday.
Thanks, Amy. So good news about Andres Torres. Here's Aaron Cunningham. Cunningham breaks his bat, and it forced Belt to break back, and saving him is Cabrera. That's why if you're an infielder, you got to go get it, because you never know what's happening behind you.
Well, and especially when you have an infielder behind you, and you pointed out as you had to do that, and infielders that go to the outfield, they play deep.
Well, they play deep, and their first reaction is always going to be not to come in, because they just don't want to be embarrassed with the ball sailing over their head. Here's Venable. Literally, when I went out to the outfield for a month or so in winter ball, edge of the warning track. And I'll tell you, if the Indians would have known that I was playing the outfield, they'd have sent me home. One of their guys played that far out of position, running into a wall.
Oh, what'd you learn from it?
I learned that I was in the right spot playing in the infield. I had Joe Youngblood playing center field next to me. He had everything. 2-2 to Venable.
Well, every pitcher that comes up through the minor league system should start games, he should relieve games, and if possible, he should try and close games. Because everything about those three things are different. And likewise for an everyday player, I mean, you should play in the outfield just to know how to do it. It's kind of the way the game's evolved.
Belt going back, still going back, and he makes the catch. 109 pitches for Lincecum. Thank you, Damon. 2-1. Giants hanging on. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog expert. What we got, Mike?
Well, Josh Spence coming in for the 32nd time. And this guy really has been a gold mine find for these Padres. Doesn't throw hard. He below the hitting speed, 83, 85. That's with the fastball. He's got a slider and a changeup, but he didn't get hit. I mean, look at the league's hitting 113 against him, and he's got over a strikeout an inning. So he has been money for Bud Black.
And it'll be Huff, Ross, and then Brandon Belt. And Huff said, you know what, I'm going to sneak attack bunt. And Alan Porter said, no, he did not go around.
Well, we've seen him bunt before.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2 on 2 great plays. One made by Cliff Lee and the other one by Cole Hamels, I believe, the last time the Giants were in Philadelphia. Big chopper. Guzman. 1 out. And here's Ross. Ross is singled and he's popped out. Bullpen is quiet. And Ross takes a belt high strike. I said it last night with a pitcher like Spence who cannot really throw the fastball by you. I mean, you can look off speed and still hit the fastball.
Anthony Bass, the right-hander.
This is cued to Hudson. Hudson on the back flip, 2 outs. And here's Belt.
Josh Spence from Victoria, Australia. After high school, came over and played for Arizona State and became a 9th-round pick by the Padres in 2010. I mean, so he really has come through the system extremely fast.
Belt tripled in the 5th. He scored on a Lincecum single. There's the baby giraffe lid.
Something tells me we're going to see a few more of those.
I would think so. Somebody's making some in their garage right now as we speak.
I think you're right.
1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a good look.
It is. Stewart to follow should Belt reach.
Put a good eyeball on this at bat. Got a nice 3-1 advantage here.
Bell lines it to right, and it's going to fall in front of Venable.
He can hit.
So Stewart now an opportunity.
Oh yeah,
swing the bat. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and tune-up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. It'll be at 7 o'clock, actually on NBC Bay Area, I beg your pardon. Friday night at 7 will be on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Pregame live will start at 6:30. So tomorrow it'll be Henry Sosa against Ryan Vogelsong. And it's a 2-1 lead for the Giants. And here's Bass to face Stewart, and Belt is being checked on.
Well, Anthony Bass has got a big leagues fastball. It'll go 93, 96. He can definitely get a wild hair up his nose on occasion. He's got a slider, changeup, and a curveball to go with it. All the pitches you would see from a starter.
Outside corner strike, and it's 0-1. Stewart is flied out, and he has bounced out. Joe Diner Mouse, best in baseball. Okay, beat LA. All right.
All the way from Spokane.
That was a little add-on, by the way.
I like that. Anthony Bass, a rookie out of Trenton, Michigan. Padres 5th round pick. Another guy that came through the system fairly quickly. Signed in 2008.
Maybe we see Belt try to steal a bag. What do you think?
Well, he could do it. He's got the speed to do it, and a lot of guys kind of look at him, see 6'5", and think he's not going to do it.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe what happens then is you open up the base and then you walk Stewart to get the Lincecum, but we'll see. Belt goes, swinging a foul, straight back and out of play.
And he had a pretty good jump.
Yep. I don't know. 2 for 3, a triple and a single with that hat on.
Well, in about a year, you're going to see a lot of pandas and a lot of giraffes at the stands.
Stewart takes low. It's 2-2. Belt with his lead. Stewart out of play. Stewart will give you a battle. He may not get a whole lot of hits, but he'll put the ball in play.
Yeah, you know, he's another guy that it's almost always a 5, 6, 7 pitch at bat. He's a grinder. Last homestand, got his first big league home run. And it was a good one, too.
Belt back. Bottom of the 7th inning. Belt with his lead. He goes. Throw down to second. Belt steals it.
Can do a lot of things for you.
Yeah, we're talking about.
Well, let's see how Bud Black plays this. If he's got Lincecum on deck and a 3-ball count to Chris Stewart, he might potentially walk him here. Well, you see it, he steals it easily. Nice jump. I mean, technically, he does everything perfectly.
So I took a peek that time. He didn't in the second inning. He was doubled up. 3-2 to Stewart, and Stewart takes the walk.
Well, that's a good pitch. Pitcher on deck, threw a little teaser out of the strike zone, and a great take from Stewart to know what was probably going to happen and to identify it early and lay off it.
Well, when it's all said and done, the Giants will at least have the top of the lineup coming up in the 8th. This was the base hit by Lincecum.
So that thing too about Lincecum, when he gets hits in games, they usually come in bunches.
Down the left field line, and foul. Belt at second. Stewart at first. Fastball is high. See Cameron in the bullpen getting loose.
Saw Eric Cameron in last night's game.
Right there at the knees, 1-2. High, 2-2. So a good take by Lincecum.
Barry Bonds sitting next to Rob Dean.
He's calling up a hit. 2-2. And a full count now to Tim Lincecum with Cabrera to follow.
Lincecum does rock.
Runners go, and he got him, and that'll end the inning. Eighth inning coming up. Some of the moments here at the ballpark. A 2-1 lead, top of the eighth. Lincecum facing Jason Bartlett. And it's a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Pitch number 109 for Tim Lincecum.
Out of play.
It's kind of been the theme all night long. He goes 1-0 and then he evens it up.
Yeah, he does. He has come back a lot after 1-0. Just inside. Lincecum kind of wanted it. 2 balls and a strike.
There haven't been many strikes out on the corners tonight at all with Rob Drake's strike zone. I mean, you talk about he has given some high strikes at the belt, but they've been pretty much out over the plate.
2-2.
He's more of a knee-high guy, but Santiago Casilla heading down to the Giants bullpen.
Chop to Cabrera. Cabrera has it. 1 out. Well, the Astros are coming to town for 4 games. The weekend games are already sold out. However, this is a good however. Good seats available for tomorrow night, a 7:15 start. It'll be Ryan Vogelsong, the Giants All-Star. He is scheduled to pitch. Tickets as low as $11. Go to sfgiants.com. So here's Cameron Maybin. Maybin is 1 for 2. He's had an infield hit and a walk, and the fastball is high.
It's a lot of added pressure here. I mean, you keep a guy like this out the base for the simple reason is he's a great base stealer. On base a couple times tonight, a walk and a knock. But a 1-run ball game late. These guys make you sweat.
Chopper to Sandoval, but it's foul. Maybin all the way down to first, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Guzman to follow. 1 run, 4 hits, and no errors for the Padres. 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Giants. So Maybin back in the box. You can see as the fog settles in, it gets a little hazy here at the ballpark. Down low, 2 balls and a strike.
Maybin likes that ball on the outer half, and he's a middle away guy. Likes to get extended.
Two-one pitch. Swinging a foul out of play. It's 2-2. We signed a baseball for Barry Bonds. I can't exactly tell you what we wrote on it, but it was something like "We miss you."
Yeah, and we do.
Oh, 3-2. Yeah, we miss that guy. He seems to be in a pretty good mood, that young man.
Well, it always happens when he comes back to the ballpark. And he knows how big this pitch is. Yeah, Lincecum's going to throw Cameron Maybin right here with 1 out. 3-2 count. The ball get away from the bullpen.
I think you wrote down 2B. We missed your sorry butt, but you spelt it a little different.
Yeah, just a little. But he has to know we miss him. Yeah.
Got it.
Boy, that is a great pitch. And that's as good a slider as he's thrown all night long. And I can't tell you how big that pitch was. Because you just sent 32 stolen bases back to the base as well. You walk in, you're talking about almost a double. He's only been thrown out 5 times. And you cannot execute a pitch any better than that. And that came on pitch number 119. Don't tell me this guy doesn't compete.
So here's Guzman. Guzman has walked twice and he's popped out. $120 pitches now for Lincecum. To 2-0. Giants will have Cabrera, Keppinger, and Beltran up in the bottom of this inning. But right now they're more concerned about getting into the dugout. Foul back. Guzman trying to tie it up.
I mean, he's had so many pitching counts or hitter counts that he's created by missing that first pitch or the second pitch. Pitching 1-0, 2-0, 3-1. And it's kind of been the theme tonight as to how he's been able to battle despite creating count advantage for the hitters.
Big bouncer right near Amy G. Oh, yeah.
There's a reason why we call her Amy the Gamer.
She picked out the right one, too. Got him! High fastball. Lincecum was 7 strikeouts. Top of the order coming up.
Reaction between the Padres and the Giants. We'll also talk about the D-backs of the Nationals. What went on in Washington tonight? And they will give you reports from the 49ers and the Raiders camps. All that and more only on Hyundai Sportsnet Central.
All right. A couple of moms being very creative.
That's fantastic.
The beard and the hair. Bats to face Cabrera, and then Keppinger, and then Beltran. And a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Cabrera opened the bottom of the first inning off with a base hit. Since then, he's bounced out twice to the third baseman Forsythe. Oh, yeah, there's what they look like.
Good looking pair.
And he got him. Perfect pitch.
Changeup sort of wrapped around that outside corner, so it's a 3-pitch see ya.
Earlier, this little girl was just heartbroken because she wanted a ball. And then Amy G took care of that later on. And all smiles. Yeah. See that? I got one of these and you don't. That's what she wanted it for.
Oh, yeah.
The old rivalry. It begins at home. Keppinger's 0 for 2. Beltran on deck. 3-0. A home run tonight for Beltran if you just joined us. Solo shot into the arcade. There's our girls. Didn't have to be strike. It's 3-1.
Yeah, those girls in the panda hats, some of America's finest on the American national women's soccer team.
Line drive, that'll be a base hit for Keppinger. And that'll bring up Beltran. Beltran draws that. He must draw that line, right? So his feet are parallel to home plate.
And he also does it to get the same look at the strike zone every time he gets in that box.
Bounces this one, which could be a pair. Hudson throws wide to get the out there, and Beltran is retired, and that's a double play. We will go to the ninth. It's 2-1 Giants.
Murph and Mac tomorrow on KNBR 680.
It is a 2-1 lead, ninth inning. When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and tune-up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
Santiago Casilla coming in. 35th time. This will be the second time he'll have a save opportunity. Looking for his first save on the year. Bruce Bochy said in the absence of Brian Wilson, there was going to be a mix and match scenario as to who was going to save a game, depending on what hitters are coming up, what arms are fresh, because he basically believes that everybody down there in that pen has the ability to get a save. Well, tonight, Casilla going to have first crack at it.
It's high to Hudson. Hudson has walked, he's bounced out, and then he tripled down the right field line. So for Casilla, strikes. Two 2-0.
Kyle Blank's on deck, 0 for 3 so far tonight, but with lots and lots of power.
Drive to right. Beltran coming in. Not a problem.
That's kind of how the theme has gone all night long. Get behind 1-0 or 2-0, then get it out.
Well, I was really surprised Hudson was swinging, to be honest with you. Here's Blanks. Blanks is 0 for 3. Down low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Not by much.
Bonds departs. And the 1-0 pitch coming up to Blank. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
And he brought his number 1 slider. That was a good one. 2 types of fastball, a 2-seam, 4-seam, a curveball, a slider.
1 and 2. Be careful with that one.
I saw him take a 2-strike fastball at the belt on the inside corner last night and hit a 2-run homer off of Matt Cain. And it was not a bad pitch.
So Casilla will take a little time as he goes to the back of the mound. Got him.
Fastball of a 95. Went up above the belt away, and right now, Brian Wilson, biggest fan of Santiago Casilla. Just country hardballs him right through the belt, and Blank's a victim.
Here's Hundley. Hundley's 1 for 2.
And he has been the Padres' hottest hitter since he's come off the DL.
Bell tie, and it's 0-1. Stewart setting up away. 0-2. Boy, just put it right there.
Hundley was sitting on a breaking ball. He gambled and lost.
No balls and 2 strikes. Just off the plate, 1-2, 96.
It's one of the best fastballs velocity-wise we've seen him have this year. And that was a paralysis fastball just missing on that outside corner. And after taking a high first straight from Hundley, you had to have guts to take that pitch.
Here's the 1-2, and that's the ball game. Casilla, a line drive and 2 strikeouts, and the Giants split this 2-game series, and they do it tonight with Lincecum, Casilla, Beltran a home run, and Lincecum with an RBI single. So, Mike, the game that they really needed to win.
Well, they desperately needed to win this one. But the way they did it was a little unconventional. A lot of 1-0 counts, a lot of 2-0 counts, a lot of pitching from behind the count. And when you create count leverage against a hitter, you just have to come up with spectacular pitches the rest of the at-bat to beat a guy. And that's what Lincecum did, and pretty much the same way that Casilla went about his inning, closing it out and getting the save. But Tim Lincecum, one more time, just absolutely continues to amaze everybody in the Giants' kingdom with just how tough he is when it comes to competing.
There's your final. It's a 2-1 final. Lincecum now 8-4 lifetime. His lifetime ERA against the Padres coming in was at 2.16, and that's going to go down if you can believe it. I mean, that's how dominant he is against the San Diego team, and have the Giants scored any runs for them all in his starts against San Diego, who knows what his record might be against them.
Well, they got him a couple runs tonight, and he made it stand. And he knows the offense has been struggling, but he found a way to get a 2-0 lead, one of which he knocked in himself, and he made it good. Great performance tonight.
Amy G's on the field. Amy?
Standing by here, Dwayne, with Carlos Beltran. Welcome back. A home run in the fourth inning to get the Giants on the board, and that has to be just exactly what you hoped would happen tonight in your first game back starting off the DL.
Well, thanks God, I was able to take the field, and, I don't feel 100%, but, I was able to put good swings, and there were a couple times that I felt that, during the game, but I think this is something that I need to manage myself and, and try to play every day because I don't know if it's going to get 200%.
Take us through the at-bat, Carlos. We'll show the home run and, your approach there. You know that you guys need to get Timmy some runs to work with tonight. You don't need a lot for Timmy, but to get on the board was big. Take us through the at-bat.
Well, it was first pitch, he threw me a changeup down, and then the second pitch, he repeat another changeup. So, and I was able to put a good swing. As soon as I hit it, in this ballpark, you never know. It was a line drive that I thought was going to hit the wall. But thanks God, went over and gave us that run right there. Like you say, when Timmy's on the mound, we feel that if we score 1 or 2 runs, we're going to win that ballgame. So, and that's what happened today.
Your first home run as a Giant, but your first home run here at AT Park. This place has been tough on you.
Yeah, it's been real tough. You know what? As a visiting team, normally you come here for 3 games, and it's not an easy ballpark to hit balls out. So, I don't know how Barry did it for so long.
He's here, you can ask him.
You got to give credit to that guy.
Can you share some insight with us, Carlos, on how frustrating it was for you, just when you were kind of getting in your groove as a San Francisco Giant, to go onto the disabled list?
Well, it is frustrating every time you hit the disabled list because, you can't help the team. So, but at the same time, I was doing everything I could to put myself back into the lineup and into the field. We got a first shot, didn't help. So we decided to go to seeing a specialist. I got another shot on the wrist, and it got better little by little. And it's not still 100%, but at the same time, like I said, this is something that probably I need to manage myself and play through it.
Looked like it was working tonight. Carlos Beltran, a huge win for the Giants. Thanks for your time, Dwayne and Mike. Let's get up to you.
All right, thanks, Amy. And, we could talk about Carlos Beltran, and we probably will, later on over on the wrap. But I do want to mention, Mike, that Brandon Belt with a triple, and, this guy has been invaluable so far.
Well, he's taken advantage of the opportunity, and that's what you want a young player to do. Everybody's been wanting to see the guy play more, and now he's been given the opportunity. He's cashing in on it. You think back to the 4-hit day on Sunday. Every at-bat he has been good. He puts pressure on the defense. He may not always get a hit to get on base, but he gets on base by way of walk, and he hits the ball hard enough that guys can't make the play, but be in the air. But he just has good at-bats, and he's having fun doing it. They need energy, and he's been giving it to them.
Yep. All right, the Giants get the split, and the final score tonight here at AT&T Park: the Giants 2 and the Padres 1.